There's no preface cutscene for this mission, we're thrown directly into the action.
I've got a new head.
I can hear a plasma rifle going off to my left, so let's investigate. Kanoko's thighs being our top detective, we've discovered that the Syndicate thugs are infesting the cargo hangar. What good? Time to root them out. Okay, well, whatever that was, it looked like it hurt. Now, unlocking cutscenes like this can be extremely obtuse. If they're too close to the door, you get no indication of where it is. Luckily, I know exactly where to go. We always go in whatever direction the bullets are coming from. These fires can actually hurt Kanoko, but there's no reason you should end up in them. They're not exactly raging infernos.
Hey, come here! Thank God you showed up when you did!
I need your help.
Name it.
The man who did this is on his way out. I need a way to track him.
There is an LSI tracker and harness in the next hangar over.
Perfect.
Be careful, those maniacs are all over the place. The security systems are all haywire.
LSI, you say? I'm sure I'll be corrected in assuming that's gibberish, but for now we'll just assume it can track Mura. This console is quite cryptic, mentioning ghost signals that may or may not be interfering with something. It doesn't specify, but it does say that the ghost signals may be coming from a malfunctioning atmospheric processor, which is curious. A few tricksy jumps, and we'll get a look at a new type of power-up, the Phase Cloak. Extremely limited in duration, the Phase Cloak makes Kanoko mostly invisible. We're able to get the jump on Syndicate troops in the immediate area, although they are remotely capable of fighting back once we've tagged them. Another close-up door, but this one is blatantly obvious. The central chamber we previously passed through holds just such a door, which leads outside. If we hurry, I might get a chance to cause some ghost signals of my own, directly into some poor sap's face.
Here's a new objective for you, Kanoko.
Well, at least we faded out of the cloak to maximum dramatic effect. Now we're going to be seeing a new, devastating weapon that is actually quite effective, one of very few in the game, and I have no intention of being in its line of fire. So we'll grab this rifle and use it to maximum advantage. Okay, well that didn't work out so hot. Duck and cover. Hopefully I can use these containers to my advantage and get the drop on Tanker over there. Otherwise this mission is going to end with a bang.
Where'd you go?
The only objective here is to make sure neither of them pick up the green gun, because they aren't smart enough not to fire it at point-blank range, which will kill us all. Now, starting with the next video, I'll be using the backflip and slide variants to pick up items, which I honestly wasn't aware of before, so kudos to the person who informed me of that. Now, what we just picked up is the SBG Man-Portable Mortar. It utilizes ballistic grenades to vicious explosive effect. If you directly strike an enemy, it will blow them apart, but if you hit the ground, it will scatter into several additional explosions nearby. One of my favorite lethal guns, this is the area of effect, and the other is precision. As the flavor text suggests, most troops refer to this weapon as the Superball Gun. Now, this fellow's using my favorite non-lethal weapon, the Van de Graaff pistol. It works as a stun shotgun, blasting anyone in front of you with a disabling electrical current. Incredibly useful if you're lacking stronger punch. You may have noticed my using the VDG pistol back in the airport terminal. Now that he's down, I'll double back to pick up another special type of power-up hidden behind those fences where the explosives enemy was before. This is a force shield, which completely surrounds Kanoko in a cocoon of energy that protects her from projectile weapons. It does nothing to stop a solid fist to the face, but it will prevent us from being gunned down at a distance. Looks like the perfect opportunity to try out the Superball Gun. As you can see, the area it takes out is phenomenal, even if I didn't hit nearly as many of them as I would have hoped. Seems they've had a pretty gnarly spill of Vietnamese soup and are planning to use an industrial-grade cleaning device to scour the entire area clean. Very interesting. Using this console activates said tunnel and clears the way for us to use it. Now, we actually have the option of chasing directly after Murrow, which involves another triple locked door and a lot of backtracking, but I think you'll all prefer to see me dodge lasers, right? Yeah, Striker Slam meet Backbreaker. Now, we've been seeing the tanker enemies around lately, and there's not too much to say about them. They're marginally tougher than your average Syndicate soldier, and they have a tendency to bluster more often, but they're mostly harmless. The red Syndicate soldiers that served as the finale for the previous mission are also out and about here, but they're only the toughest of the weakest enemies, so we can dispatch them easily as well.
Now don't make me hurt you.
Huh. Hope he knows how to use that thing.
Yikes. Hey,
Priorities, man, priorities.
look, take this rifle.
This console is extra nondescript, but I believe it's referring to the consoles inside of the tunnel ahead. If you trip the lasers, they'll turn off the deadly scouring chemical. Of course, ideally, I won't trip the lasers at all. I just barely tagged my ankle there on the way out, but we're clear before the gas can get us.
Whoa! Nuclear attack!
Oh no, the Syndicate has killed Walter Banks. I guess you shouldn't have left his force shield in the storage yard. I'll drop the Superball Gun here, mostly to allow the grabbing of this next soldier's scram cannon.
Hey!
And the fact that I managed a spinning disarm is nothing short of miraculous, but there it was. you can see the glaring difference in distances there. At point blank, I barely hit the soldier with any missiles, whereas almost all managed to find their mark here. Heading in that direction back there brings us to the triple locked branch I told you about earlier, while up this direction is the remainder of the mission. I haven't shown it off yet, but it is possible to drop a weapon that you have no ammo for and have an enemy pick it up and reload it. It's always a risky gamble, but sometimes it gets you ammo you may have not otherwise been able to find. And there's the VDG pistol again. Always fun when you're hit by it. Punching people off of overhangs is one of the best parts of this level. Zat. We could see a crowd of construction workers running from something down below. Better go investigate, Kanoko style.
Hey, come here.
Oh, yeah. Cat. Don't make me hurt you.
Over here. Hey, hi
Now,
there.
each of these allies has an item for us, but unfortunately they aren't all that quick in handing them over. While he meanders around his buddies, another soldier opens up with an SMG, ruining the handoff. Meanwhile, this jerk is stun-locking me. What good?
Don't make me hurt you.
Striker slam.
Yeah, 1 out of 3. Could be worse.
This hypo.
Now this fence ahead can't be fired through, which makes this next tanker extra dumb. He's carrying another Superball Gun and has a terrible tendency to fire it into the ground within the confined space, so we need to neutralize him as quickly as we can.
Whoa, yeah.
Good thing he's so explosion prone, he didn't even notice when his buddy suicide bombed him.
So there. New mission objective.
We'll just go ahead and appropriate this portable mortar. It may come in handy. Now, of course, the way forward is back above, so we've got quite a bit of a trek to get there.
Over here. Here, you'll need these ammo clips.
Thanks, buddy. TCTF appreciates your contribution and certainly isn't recording your name for future arrest based on arms smuggling.
Hey, come here. Here, take this hypo.
Or drug smuggling.
I have a family.
Well, as always, they can grab you mid-kick for a throw. There's not much that can be done about it, I'm afraid.
Oh, please, not in the face.
Maybe if you wouldn't collapse in a swoon during the middle of a far fight, you wouldn't get punched in the face. Get the hell out of here, Christ.
I have a family.
Come on.
Not even messing with you today, blue guy. Overkill, but so satisfying. Now, getting onto small platforms is somewhat difficult, but once we manage, we can grab the rappelling harness we'll need later. And that guy's gonna book it upstairs to set off an alarm, but it's not really anything to worry about. Instead, we'll take our time and methodically murder everyone on the way up there. Well, I may have missed with the first, but the second definitely topped Tanker. I don't know where that other soldier went, but I'm also not going to worry about it right now. Something about that seemed unnecessary, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Also, don't you think running in front of the plane might tip them off that you're tracking them?
I've been monitoring the woman tracking us as you instructed. Scanners indicate a standard comlink as well as a second set of subdermal transmissions. Analysis suggests that she is neurolinked to an SLD.
An android. Interesting. They must be using it to monitor her progress. I want it. Tell Barabbas to retrieve it for me.